o'clock. Uh-huh. Had to stay up on your phone, didn't you? Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, I went to bed at 7 and because I was laying in bed. Pardon? Yeah. Oh yeah. That's all you ever do is just scroll on your phone, watching your TikTok and Facebook and everything. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. I know. Oh, you bought more, huh? Yep. Yep. Now, do you have something playing in the background, or is that your next door neighbor? Is the people talking all that's over there? Okay. Yep. You enjoy. Yep. Too big of a bite. You- No. Uh-huh. No, I'll bite the other. I'll bite the other end. I'll bite there. Okay. Uh, mm, yeah, I never got off of work until a quarter till 3, and I went to had to go to Dollar General and buy a couple of things. And then I got home about, and I was tired, so I went to bed about 7 o'clock last night. I was laying in bed, huh? No, I'm okay right now. After I got a good night's sleep, I'm fine now. But no, I'm not sore right now. And today I'm up. I'm scheduled 7 to 12. So today will be a pretty easy day. That one thing keeps sliding down on me. There we go. Had to raise it up, my tripod up. Keeps going down a little bit. Pardon? Yeah, I work 7 to midnight your time today. I've been up since 4 o'clock because I went to bed at 7 o'clock. So from 7 to 4 was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I slept for like 8.5 hours. So that's why I got up at 4 because I went to bed at 7. So that was 7 to 4 would have been 9 hours. And but I yeah I went to bed and laying there and I you know on my left hand side and I decided well I'm gonna switch to the right and I opened my eyes and turned over and it was like real bright in here because it was still only 7 o'clock at night and it was still nice and bright outside. So I thought that somebody had their headlights or something on outside, but it was just because it was still daylight. So yeah, I just sitting here watching TV last night, and I decided, well, you were still sleeping, so I decided, well, I'm gonna go to bed because I was tired. So 7 o'clock, I shut everything off, you know, and went and got in bed. Yep, yep. I went to bed like 2 hours earlier than I normally do because I normally go to bed around 9 o'clock at night. And last night I went to bed 2 hours before that. I went to bed at 7 o'clock because I didn't know what time you were going to get up, because I didn't know what time you had went to bed, and I didn't know exactly what time you were going to get up. So I figured, oh well, I'll just, huh? You got up at 9? Yeah. Well, I was sound asleep. I was sound asleep when you got up. Yeah. Yeah. So I did my when you got up, I'd probably been asleep for like 2 hours. That's good. Well, and why are you eating it? If it's not safe for the gums, why did you buy it in the first place? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like a wafer on the outside. Yeah, I know what. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I don't know. I got plenty of sleep. I mean, like I said, I went to bed at 7 and I got up at 4. So, so I got plenty of sleep. So, oh well, I'll be up for, yeah, 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 yep. So it's 9 hours, but, you know, I went to bed at 7, but that doesn't, I'm not asleep at 7. So, I went to bed at 7, so you figure 15, 20 minutes to actually fall asleep. So I'm figuring like 8.5 hours because I got up around midnight to go to CR, and then I got in my chair and went back to sleep. So yeah, that was from 7 to 4 is 9 hours, but I'm figuring that I was asleep for 8.5 hours of that 9 hours. So I don't yeah, you figure when you go to bed, you figure, okay, from the time you went to bed until you get up, that's not the actual amount of time that you sleep, because you got to fall asleep, and then if you wake up, if you have to go to CR or whatever, and then you go back to sleep, you know. So I just figure of that 9 hours that I was actually asleep for 8.5 hours. So seven, pardon? Yeah. Oh yeah. But after once I'm out, like especially when I get to work, I will, I will, after about an hour of work and stuff, I'll be wide awake, because I'll be moving around and stuff. So yeah, uh, oh no, I said it, from 7 to 4 is 9 hours, but I figure the time that I was actually asleep in that 9 hours, I figured 8.5 hours of what I actually was asleep. Because I don't, yeah, 7 to 4 is 9 hours, but you're not asleep for 9 hours because you got to fall asleep when you go to bed, and then if you get up to go to CR, then then you got to fall back asleep. So I figure, I actually slept for about 8.5 hours of that 9 hours. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I was tired and I was sore, and once I got in bed where I could stretch out and stuff, then I fell asleep, with no problem. No, and tomorrow will be another plasma donation. So tomorrow I'll get another $50 for plasma tomorrow. Yep, because I've got what is it? I got my plasma card right now has $133 on it, and I'll add another $50 tomorrow. So I will, you know, as long as I don't have any unforeseen bills or car problems or anything like that where I need extra money for something, hopefully I won't, have to use any of my plasma money, and I can use that card like when I come over there, because it's a debit card, so I can use that to buy stuff. Well, I can use that for like when I'm traveling, like if I'm in an airport and I want to buy something to snack on or eat or whatever before I get on a plane or something, then I can use that money for things like that. So as long as nothing unforeseen comes up, any unexpected bills or you know got to get this or that or whatever fixed on my car or whatever, which right now my car's running fine. There's no problem with it, but you never know if something's going to happen. A mechanical problem with your car. You just never know. Because bear in mind, a 2005, so it's not like a newer car. So, but I've never had any, major problems with it. I've had to have a starter put in it and a water pump, but that was years ago that I had to have that done. So, you're eating another one? Last one? Yep. Uh huh. Until you go and buy more. Yeah. Uh huh. Yep. 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 You are. Uh huh. Okay. Yep. Yep. Mwah. Okay, sweetie. Uh huh. Yep. We'll both eat from each end, and we'll meet right in the middle, so that until our lips are touching. Yep. 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 Uh huh. Uh, okay. Yep. That, then you don't need to eat it. Throw it away. Get rid of it. It's not good for you. Yeah. Yeah. My, my finger, my finger where I cut it the other day at work, I mean, it's not bleeding or anything like that. It's not bleeding, after the first day and stuff. But I mean, it's healing and stuff. But it seems like whenever you have, something, a boo boo, on your arms or fingers, hands, whatever, it seems like you try to be careful that you don't bump it or hit it or something like that. But it always seems like that's what you always hit on something, is where there's a something has happened to you, and and it's like it's it's tender is what it is right now. Because it's all closed up and everything. It's healing, but you know, normally I put a band-aid on it. Well, I will when I'm at work, but I use this finger to clock in and out because we have our time clock where we clock in and out is, I use I have to use my, my my fingerprint. There's a scanner. I have to put it on the scanner, and then it reads your fingerprint, and that's how you clock in and out. So that's the way our time clock is set up for all employees to use their finger to, finger scan to clock in and out. And I always put a band-aid on this finger, then I got to take the band-aid off so I can clock in or out. So I figured, well, I won't put one on right now, but when I get to work, we have a big, cabinet in the back room that has all kinds of band-aids and ointments and whatever in it. And the guy comes in once every couple of weeks and resupplies it with stuff. He checks it, and then they'll refill it with anything that's low, band-aids or whatever and stuff. And so after I get to work and clock in, I will I will put a band-aid on it and stuff. That way, it's covered up and stuff, while I'm working. So there's no chance of me getting, any kind of dust or anything, in it or, into the wound and stuff. So then, of course, here at home, I have a big jar, a big bottle of hydro peroxide. It's what you do is when I pour it on, I pour a little bit on it. It doesn't sting or anything like that, but it cleans it and stuff. So normally when I get home, like when I get home today, I will I will pour a little bit of hydro peroxide on it, and what it does is it bubbles, and it just makes sure that it's cleaning it out and stuff. Then I'll pat it dry. Then I'll put a new band-aid on it. Well, after I get home from work today. So when I get to work, I'll clock in, and then I go in the back and I'll put a band-aid on it after I clock in at work today. And then when I get home, I will take the band-aid off, put some peroxide on it, clean it out and everything, and then put another band-aid on it while I'm, at home. Just to keep any dust or dirt or anything out of it. So, I mean, it's tender right now. So if I just accidentally bump it on, a table or a box or whatever, it's tender. So because it's still healing. That's why you can see, you know, right there and stuff. It's healing. It's starting to scab over and stuff right now. So it's in the healing process. Well, it's kind of hard for me to turn my finger. See it? But it's hard for me to, because the way the phone is, I have to turn my hand. You know, I have to turn it so that you can see it better. So, I mean, it's healing. It's starting to scab over and stuff. But that point, I mean, where it's at, it's still tender. So if I bump it on something at work, you know, I have a few words to say when it because the pain is sore. Because if when I bump it on something, it hurts. But it's healing. So well, accidents happen. I mean, it's just you know they just happen. You can't avoid everything. Just like it's just like these marks that I get on my arms, like these things like here and stuff. That's no, I ain't got none down there. Like there's one right there. It's that's just that's what it looks like when you get older. That's what bruises look like on you. Instead of something turning black and blue like a normal bruise, this is this is what it looks like. For the older generation is that's a bruise to us. It turns like sort of like a reddish color. And it's where I accidentally bump into the corner of a box or something like that. So yeah, I don't plan on bumping into something or whatever. It happens. And all this stuff is everything I get is it's from work because when I'm sitting at home I'm usually just sitting here in my chair, watching TV or I'm in my on my computer or whatever. So I'm either when I'm not working I'm either just sitting at home doing nothing or like on my days off of course I try and go get plasma if I can. And right now my both of my arms are clear so when I go up to get plasma tomorrow that won't be a problem. Yep. Yep, yep. Well, there are two things I'm going to do tomorrow. Is on Mondays I usually do my laundry, and so when I leave tomorrow to go give plasma, I will do my laundry first, and then I'll drive on up the road because the road that I go up, where I go to give plasma, the laundromat I'm at is on the road. I mean, the laundromat's here in Wooster, but it's right on the road that I'm on, when I head up to get plasma. So I just stop and do my laundry first, and then when I'm done with that, then I go get plasma. So that's what I do on Mondays. Is I I try and go and do my you know laundry on Mondays, and then then go get plasma. And if for some reason, say if my arms were bruised and I couldn't go get plasma, I would still go and do my laundry on Monday. Because the laundromat I go to on Mondays um, is on Mondays, normally it's $1 for the dryer for 32 minutes, but on Monday it's 50 cents for 32 minutes. So on Monday it's half the price for the laundromat for the dryer. So I always, that's why I always go on Monday because I get, you know, it's 50 cents less to dry my clothes. It's the same amount of time, it's just 50 cents less on Mondays only. So that's why I go on Mondays because it's, it saves me 50 cents. The washing machines are still the same price, but the dryer is, is, 50 cents less. Well, it's 50 cents less because normally it's $1 for 32 minutes on the dryer, but on Monday it's 50 cents for 32 minutes. So on Mondays, it's half price on the dryers. So that's why I go on Mondays. So, and we have one, two, three. We have four laundromats here in Worcester. We used to only have one. Now there's four. So there's plenty, and two of the four laundromats, they're open 24/7. They never close. Yeah, two of the laundromats are that way. They never close. Yeah, yeah. And one of the laundromats, there's a college here in town. It's called the College of Wooster, and one of the laundromats is real close to where the college is. So a lot of the students from the college go to that laundromat because it's so close to where they go to school at. So it makes it easier on the college students, especially if they don't have a car. Because some of them have cars, some of them don't. What are you doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, yep. I have smell-a-phone. Yep, I smell it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I yesterday, well, last night and stuff. I mean, you were sound asleep and stuff, and it was like about 5:30, and I was just sitting here, and I knew I needed to get up and take a shower and shave, but I just didn't want to. But I figured I gotta get up and take a shower and shave. So, so about 5:30, I finally got up, got into, went and took a nice hot shower, and I adjusted my the shower head so it's like pulsating the water. So I turned around so it was like hitting my back, and I'd move around and stuff. So that the pulsating water would be shooting at my back and stuff to help with the pain and stuff that I was feeling. So it helped a little bit. So, but yeah, Jessica, because Melanie was off yesterday, so Jessica was the opening manager, and I clocked out at 2 o'clock to leave, and I was looking for Jessica to let her know that I was leaving because normally I tell whoever the management person is that I'm leaving for the day and stuff, so that they you know aren't looking for me to do something and can't find me. So I usually let somebody know that I'm leaving, and so I clocked out at 2:01. But then I remembered I needed to do something else, so I went and done something else, and so I didn't actually leave until like a quarter till 3. Even though I had already clocked out, I forgot there was something else I needed to do that wasn't work and stuff, but there was something else in the store that I needed to do. So I went and did what I had forgot to do, and so when I got ready to leave, Deb was there, another, person, in, uh, my alarm's going off. Okay. I forgot to turn my alarm off. It popped up and stuff, and it says, well, it said either snooze or stop. So I just clicked on the stop because I forgot to turn it off because I had it set for 6 o'clock, and it's 6 o'clock right now. So, but no, went back to, I got ready to leave and stuff, and I asked Deb, I says, well, where's Jessie at? And she says, oh, she done left. I said, she done left? Yep. So, because she's on vacation starting now, starting today, Sunday. So she's on vacation for this next week. And so, yeah, she left before I did. I didn't even know she left because I was busy doing whatever and stuff, doing my work. But she'd already left. So, of course, I picked Melanie up today because, you know, it's a new work week, Sunday through Saturday, and she'll, you know, so I work with her today, Tuesday, or I picked Melanie up today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It'll be her day off, so I'll open up with Deb as the opening manager, and Thursday is the day that I'll have to work. I'm scheduled 7 to 12 on Thursday, but I'll have to work 7 to 1:30 until the next person comes in at 1:30. So so instead of being there 5 hours on Thursday, I'll be there for 6.5 hours because I have to wait until the second another person comes in so I can leave. But I'll find something to do to keep me busy. So, but yeah, and and today'll be an easy day. There's no deliveries. The truck, the produce truck came in Thursday. There won't be another produce truck until tomorrow, Monday, and so I won't have any deliveries or anything today. So today will be a pretty easy day. Well, I mean, my first 2 hours from 7 to 9 will be doing the floors because on Sundays I do a real good job of scrubbing the floors and then I buff the floors on Sunday, so it makes them nice and shiny. So that's what I'll be doing today. I'll do the floors, and then I'll start in on produce and you know fill everything up and that out in the produce on the floor and stuff. Everything that I can fill up, I will. So I just do what I normally do at work. Okay, your turn. Your turn to talk. I talked and talked and talked. Now it's your turn. There's what? Yeah, where I live. Oh yeah, where I live. It's very. Don't have any problems. You know, well, I mean, during the daylight hours, I mean, there ain't nobody around here that, because everybody, almost everybody that lives here is senior citizens. Like people that are like 62 years old or older. So, yeah, there's nobody, that outside singing and, and karaoke and all that outside. There's nobody around here that does that. What about here? Yeah, this is primarily, that's why it's called College Hills Retirement Center because it's usually, it's, you know, it's basically, senior citizens, older generation like I am and stuff. So, they're just, they just don't do much around here. I mean, they have up where the office is, they have a community room and stuff, and they have things that go on up there, every month. Like they have bingo and they have every now and then they'll have like a special dinner and stuff. And like like when we had the Fourth of July and stuff, but they don't have it on the Fourth of July, but they'll have some 2 or 3 days before or 2 or 3 days after the fourth. They had like a sort of like a potluck dinner. You pay like seven $7 or $10 or whatever, and the apartment complex, they they supply the meat and potatoes, and then other people can bring, a dish or whatever. They can make something at home and bring it, for everybody to share and stuff. So, but they have it for different things. They have, like they have a New Year's Eve dinner and or you know, a New Year's Day dinner, and like the Fourth of July, and like they usually have something for like right before or after like Mother's Day, and then Father's Day, and Thanksgiving and Christmas. They usually have like a dinner, for everybody. Anybody that wants to come up to it and stuff can. I mean, you have to pay if you're going to be there to eat and stuff, because like I said, the the office, they supply the meat, they buy the meat and whatever the potato is, whether it's, baked potatoes or mashed potatoes or whatever, they supply the meat and potatoes. And then, the, whoever's going to be there, they can bring something else like a salad mix or deviled eggs or, or bread or, whatever stuff, or some kind of dessert, whatever they can, whatever they want to bring. So, but I've never went to any of them. I usually just stay at home because I figure, I'm out and about. My 5 days of work, and then even on my rest days, you know, I go and to give plasma, or that's when I go, somewhere to make videos for YouTube or whatever, like I did it at, when I went out to where the flowers and the roses and stuff like that, different things like that. But it's like, you know, it's too hot and muggy outside to do that right now. Like, it was up to 94 degrees yesterday. I mean, it's only about 70 degrees right now, but it's been getting up in the mid 90s every day. So it's just too hot and muggy. So I don't, right now I'm not even doing that on my days off because it's just, I just don't want to be out, and having to constantly wipe sweat off me while I'm walking around and filming stuff, and so what? Yeah, 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 yeah. The weather here, because July and August are like our hottest months of the summer season. It's usually July and August. So like late July, late August into September, it'll cool down. It won't. I mean, it'll be more comfortable, like in the you know mid mid 70s to maybe you know uh, low 80s, like 75 to maybe 82 after come the end of August going into September, like that'll be the average high then. But right now, with the temperatures like 90, 94 yesterday, I don't know what it's going to be like today, but yep, you're ready to go to sleep. What are you going to say? Yeah. Well, November is not too bad. It's a lot cooler, but because winter doesn't officially start until like about the 20th, 22nd, something like that of December. I mean, we'll have snow on the ground before the official start of the winter season. So usually we don't get any snow until sometime in early to mid December before we even have our first snowfall. But the temperatures will be a lot lower than it is now. The temperatures in December may only get up to a high of in the 50s, and that's a lot cooler than it is right now when it's in the mid 90s. So yeah, it's like in December it'll be like 40, 40 plus degrees cooler in December. So, but yeah, definitely December, January, February are like the three, like the coldest months. December and January are the really coldest months, and then February going into March is also, it's cool and not may not be as cold, but it'll be, a lot, it'll be cold in February. But December and January will be the coldest months of the winter season here. That's when it'll be so cold, and you won't be outside walking around in your shorts and no shirt and stuff because you'll be cold. So, you and when you get here, you'll have to take and do you have any other kind of shoes besides your sandals or flip flops or whatever? Do you have any like because I wear tennis shoes, which is an enclosed shoe and stuff. So you're going to have to you'll have to buy your I don't know whether you got any other kind of shoes or not other than what you'd normally wear. Yeah, I mean you won't be able to wear those very well in the wintertime, especially when you ain't got no socks on either, because your toes will be getting very, very cold if you only wear your flip flops in the wintertime. So you'll have to, you won't be outside in your shorts and no shirt on, you know, outside in the wintertime because you'll be getting you'll be getting sick if you try and do that here. yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I've got two or three different jackets and stuff. There's one. I mean, I usually have it hanging over here by by the door and stuff. But I just hung it up in the closet because I figure it's still going to be another. It's July now, so August, September, October, November. So it's going to be at least 4.5 months before I'll need to be wearing my winter coat. So it's just hanging in my closet right now. And I got three pair of tennis shoes. I got the one pair that I wear them at work every day. It's the ones that I wear every single day. And then about once a month, I will take and I'll put these shoes in my laundry basket to take them to the to the laundromat when I do my wash. And then I'll just wear my one of my other pair of shoes and then when I get done, then I just put my other pair back underneath my bed and put these gray ones that I normally wear. I I just wear them again for the next month, and then month have been all you have been the whole time that I've been talking. Yeah, yeah. Planning on doing like the first day, after we leave, after I've taken my luggage and everything, and massage chairs and juicers, whatever, to the hotel. Once we leave the hotel and go out, walking or whatever and stuff, what's like one of the first things you're going to show me, once I'm there, because I know there'll be a lot that we will that you'll be showing me and stuff, of around the city and the waterfront and everything, and but of course, because I'll have my phone with me also, just like you'll have your phone with you and stuff, and so we can make, make videos of each other, together and stuff like that, when we're out, exploring the city and stuff. But, I don't know if you're going to take me to like the market first or to the shoreline or, or some park or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to show. Take me to show me first. But beaches. Okay. Well, I mean, that you know that will be great because that's where I would like to put the ring on your finger is like at a beach or something like that. Something very nice and romantic. Stuff as we're out walking and stuff. And well, yeah, we can do that, in the evening and stuff. But it's because like I said, I don't know what time I'll get there, and I don't even know what day it'll be when I get there. I don't know if it'll be the 10th or the 11th. I have no idea until I actually, book my flight, which right now I can't do until I, get, the visa thing taken care of. And as of yesterday, I still didn't get that letter. So hopefully, tomorrow, Monday, hopefully I'll get it. I don't know because, like I said, they mailed it out to me on Friday. I mean, not on Friday, but Wednesday. They mailed it on the 15th because I don't think I have it on this phone. No, I don't have mail. I don't have my mail on this phone. I just have it on the phone where that we're talking on. So I can't check my mail on that phone. So I because I was actually I can what I can do is I can screenshot the email that I got from the State Department saying that they needed more information. I can screenshot that and send it to you so you can see what the email was that they sent to me. So and it says it on it says July 15, 2026. We sent you a it says we sent you a letter slash email. Well, I never did get an email, and I even went through my spam folder to make sure that there was nothing in there either from the 15th, and there wasn't. So I never got an email because it said we sent you a letter slash email. Well, it says we sent you a letter slash or email. So they sent one or the other. So I never got an email other than the notification that they needed more information. So I'm assuming, that since I didn't get an email, that, they sent me the letter. So I'm just waiting until I get that in the mail to see whatever, you know, additional information they needed. So, matter of fact, actually, I've still got a few minutes. I can actually screenshot that and send it to you right now. Go into my mail. And it says, do not reply. It says, we sent you a letter and or, and it says, we sent you a letter and or email on 7/15 requesting you provide additional information to complete your passport application. So I will screenshot this and send it to you exact. That way you can see it. Let's see, screenshot. Now share. And let's see. Uh, Send. Okay, your message was not sent. Well, why is that? Okay, let me try that again. Okay, screenshot, send it, well, share, uh, let me try that one. Okay, send, come on now, send. Okay, I heard it come through. Yeah, I heard it ding, so I knew you got it. So, but, but, yeah, that way you can read what, the email that they sent me back on Wednesday the 15th, it says, we sent you a slash, letter and slash or email. It doesn't say a letter and an email. It says letter or email. So I never got the email stating what the additional information was, So I'm just waiting until I get the letter, so that way you know, you know, can see what they sent to me, and it doesn't say anything about what the additional information is. So that's why I'm just waiting until I get the email. I mean the letter to see what they need, and that's before I can get my passport. Just you know, as it states in the email, it says your passport application is on hold right now until they get the additional information. Then they'll be back into the processing stage. So just wait until I get that letter to see what they need, and then I'll go from there. Well, honey, it's 6:28, so I gotta go to CR, and then I'm gonna put the camera in the window and stuff. So I gotta go to CR really bad right now, and then I'll put the camera in the window and stuff. So that way, then I can sit back down and say goodbye to you and everything like that before I have to leave. So put my footrest down, and hopefully while I'm in there, hopefully this phone won't fall over. And then while I'm doing that stuff, you can look at the email and stuff that or the thing I just sent to you. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You're welcome. I saw you doing that in your I watched your YouTube video after I got up and stuff. It came across that you had posted something, and I watched the YouTube and saw you doing that. Yeah, I saw you doing that on your YouTube video. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw where it's at. I saw it like we're at what, like about 39 or something right now. Um, I think it was. I think that's what I saw. I need I need to change accounts on it. I'm in my free one. 38. Yeah. That's the view channel. Yeah, it's 38, and actually right beside the 38, there's three little symbols, like things, and because I clicked on it, and it actually shows three of the 38 subscribers that it says only includes users who have made their subscriptions public. So there's Sam Sanfera or whatever, and a Tom Jones Fitness, and a yeah. See, this is the three. Wait a minute. This is the three that's public. That's three of our subscribers. So that's the three that we can actually see who they were. But the other ones of the 38, you can't tell who they are. No, no, I'm not. Because you see, it still says subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. No, I won't subscribe to anything, any of anybody and stuff. But that's the three that have made their pages public, and they're the ones. That's three of the 38 that have subscribed to our channel. But no, I'm not going to subscribe to anybody because like on your, um, like of, like of all the people that you have added, this is all the ones you've added. Scroll all the way down, and the bottom ones here are the ones that like Thunderstruck, your page, um, let's see, Two Cellos, Journey with Jules, AC/DC, Tyler Crispin 2, Thunderstruck, uh, Cena Drums, and Lower Farms. That's the ones that I have subscribed to, and all the rest of them are yours. Because you've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. You've added 27 pages that you follow. I have two, three, four, five, six, seven. I have 8. I have my original 8, and you have 22 new ones that you have subscribed to. So, yeah, there's a big difference. But I don't even watch any of your pages. I have no idea who they are or not. The only one I have seen is that Mr. Beast because I've seen him on TV shows and stuff. But yeah, that's so yeah, I've got 8 subscriptions. You've got 22 subscriptions on YouTube. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, the ones that I follow is ones that I have followed for years, basically almost since I um, started YouTube. Since I created my YouTube channel. I mean, it's been the same basically ever since. because at Laura Farms, she's a farmer. Well, her and her husband, they're somewhere out in Nebraska, and they have like, well, her name is not Laura Farms. Her first name is Laura, but she goes by Laura Farms, and so her and her husband, they make YouTube videos like when they're doing their planting season, each year, and then when they're harvesting all their crops in the fall, and you know her dad, he helps with the farming because they have like hundreds and hundreds of acres that they plant every year where they plant, corn and soybeans. So, so I just been watching her. She makes it farming look, you know, very enjoyable, as a job to do and stuff. And so, she just, she she'll be in that, she'll be planning or whatever, and she has like a holder, so she'll put her phone like, you know, in the cab of the tractor that she's driving and stuff. She'll just, have it up there and stuff, and everything, like when she's planning and stuff, everything is. Oh, hun, I gotta go. I just realized it's 6:40. Yeah, I gotta go. Sorry, I gotta hurry up and go. I didn't realize it. Just looked at the thing and said 6:40. I gotta go. So I gotta pick Melanie up. So I love you. I will, hun. So okay, real quick now. One, two, three. I love you, sweetheart. But I definitely gotta go. I didn't realize it was so late. Sorry, hun. So I will talk to you later. So bye bye for now, and be safe in whatever you do. Okay, bye bye for now, hon. I love you so much. Forever and ever noise. Okay, bye bye. I will, hon. Bye bye. I didn't realize it was so late. Jeez. Okay, got my keys.